Hello. So for the next 3 minutes, we're going to have an awkward sitting contest. It's not really a contest. I can't really tell who's cheating. But just going to hang out. Basically, the class doesn't start till 7 o'clock. So giving you some time to tune in. So in the meantime, get yourself comfortable. And yeah, I'll give more instruction in about 3 minutes here. Hello, if you're just tuning in. I'm going to give folks about 3 minutes to get here. So sit tight and relax for now. So yeah, it's about 2 more minutes. All right, one more minute. Who do we got there? Oh, hi, Jeanette. All right. Hey, Fran. Good to see you. So it is officially 7 o'clock. Thanks for tuning in. So this is yoga for, let me correct the camera here a bit. Hold on a moment. Okay. So this is yoga for the hips, lower back, and somatic release. You know, for those of you I've been seeing for a while, this is stuff we've already done, more or less. Just a very relaxing class. So without further ado, I'd rather not tell you about it, or I'd rather you just do it. Get comfortable. Come down onto your back into whatever position is comforting to you. This could be on your... Actually, if you can, be on your back. That would be the ideal here. If you can't be on your back, we'll adjust accordingly. All right. Now, once you get to your back, in fact, I'm not going to come down because I'm the one giving direction here. So you're on your back. You probably won't even see me anyhow. So we're going to start off here in the usual manner. You're going to take 5 breaths. Let go of each breath with a real strong ah. Do that real loud. So let's do those. Let's do those together. So let's take a deep inhale. Ah. All right. Inhale again. Ah. All right, once more, inhale. Ah. 2 more. Inhale. Ah. 1 more time. Inhale. Ah. All right. And let everything go here. So you're relaxing upon your back, just letting the weight of your body melt down. Of course, if you're unable to lie on your back, just be in whatever position works for you. And as you let the weight of your body melt down into the ground, whatever structure you might be on, just notice, are there any areas of pain, discomfort, tension? And see if there's anything you can do about it. You know, move your body about a little bit, just so you get a little more comfortable. And then as you get yourself to be as comfy as can be, well, thereafter, just notice, where is the mind? And if the mind tends to get stuck in places, if the mind just tends to run its own record, and you're in the background running after it, so to speak, see if you can detach from it here. So in other words, you might hear what the mind says. It's almost like listening to a radio in the background. You might hear the murmur of the radio, but you don't sit there and start singing along to the tunes. And in this manner, just for about the next 1 minute, we're going to let the body relax, let the mind relax, sink into just what is right here, right now. Now, ever so slowly, just start to deepen up your breath. Start to breathe like you mean it. Full breath in, full breath out. Now, for those of you just joining, you're lying on your back right here for this first part. So, with that being said here, and of course I know that there's some of you that can't come to the back, so you could always be in seated. Adapt accordingly. I don't want to talk too much, so I won't be given too many specific directions for seated. Anyhow, if you're on your back, if this troubles your low back at all, bend your knees, place your feet on the ground. In fact, once again, let me move this a bit so it's clear. All right. So place your feet on the ground. See if this feels okay in your lower back. From there, one hand's going to go to your belly, one hand to the top of the chest. Now you stay there on your back. I'm going to come up to seated. Anyhow, with a hand on the belly, a hand on the chest, same breath as we always do. Exhale all the way out, squeeze the belly in. And then as you inhale, expand your belly, rib cage, all the way up to the clavicles. As you exhale, emptying all the way back down to the belly. So now keep this breath going at your own pace. Inhale, belly to clavicles. Exhale, clavicles to belly. All right, now I'm going to be quiet for 30 seconds here. You're going to keep on breathing, inhaling from belly to clavicles. Exhale, clavicles to belly. Stay with that. After the 30 seconds, I'm going to add more direction to it. So just 30 seconds, a full breath in, full breath out. Okay, so after your next exhalation, keep your hands on your chest and belly. We're going to add a little bit of this is a nice somatic, nice calming exercise for the body here, and for the nervous system for that matter. So now what we're going to do is you're going to inhale to the count of 3. So wait, actually, let's all start together here. So exhale all the way out together here. All right, so now inhale for 1, 2, and 3. Hold the breath in for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now exhale for 5. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Inhale for 3. 1, 2, and 3. Hold for 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Exhale 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Together once more. Inhale 3. 1, 2, and 3. Hold for 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Exhale 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Now keep that up at your own pace. Inhaling for 3, holding for 4, exhaling for 5. This will calm the nervous system immensely. I've been going through panic attacks out of nowhere. Never got them this intensely. This is what's getting me out of them. Never, and people are texting me now. Anyhow, inhale for 3, hold for 4, exhale for 5. I'm going to be quiet now as all you do is breathe. All right, so keep on going here at your own pace. Do one more set, inhaling for 3, hold 4, exhale 5. I'll give you a moment to complete there. All right, so once you have completed that, I want to give you one more little calming breath work to soothe the nervous system. So we are going to play around with Nadi Shodhana, alternate nostril breathing. Now, quick thing I want to bring up here, pointer fingers. If you have trouble with the hand position that I'm about to show you, just use your pointer fingers. It's just as well. Otherwise, if you want to try the mudras, the hand symbols here, the left hand will go to chin mudra, thumb and pointer finger touch, and you let the left hand rest upon the left knee. The right hand goes to what's called Vishnu mudra. You lower down your pointer and your middle finger, leaving your thumb, your ring, and your pinky up. All right. So if you're going to do it that way, wonderful. Remember, if this is confusing, just use those pointer fingers. Otherwise, right thumb is covering the right nostril. Sit up straight and tall. We're going to inhale through the left for the count of 3 here. So inhale, 1, 2, and 3. Seal off the left nostril. Open up the right nostril. Exhale for 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Inhale right. 1, 2, and 3. Seal off the nostril. Open left. And then exhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Inhale left nostril. 1, 2, and 3. Seal it off. Exhale right. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Inhale right nostril. 1, 2, and 3. Seal it off. Exhale left. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Now lower the hand down for a moment. You're going to do your own round of that for about a minute. Now remember, like I said, if you have trouble with the hand positions, just use the pointer fingers here. All we're doing is exhaling, inhaling, sealing off the nostril, exhaling, inhaling, so on and so forth. Remember, if there's any questions, put them down below and I'll answer them later. So anyway, begin as you are ready. Cover the right nostril with the right thumb and just begin to inhale, seal off the nostril, exhale at the other side. So here we go. All right, now the next time you've exhaled through your left nostril, just let your right hand fall back down. All right, now if you're not already on your back, and if you are able to comfortably be on your back, go ahead and come on down. Now, a lot of this stuff, as I mentioned, will not be directly translatable to chair, unfortunately. This first thing is included in that, so real simply, hug the knees into the chest. And I suppose, well, play around with it as you can in a chair. All we're doing really is targeting the lower back. So, with your hands on your shins, just roll the legs around in a circle. Now, as you're doing this, don't control your breath. Normally, I would tell you to breathe along with the movement, but instead, just let your breath do what it will. Now, we're going to keep this up for a good minute. Stay with it. All right, and as you're doing it here, pay very close attention. What muscles of the body are being employed here? What muscles of the body don't need to be employed but are trying to do the work of other muscles? Just observe what is necessary, what is unnecessary. And if you've been going in this nice circle like me, well, switch directions. Roll it out the other way there. Please let any sounds come out. If there's any sighs or whatnot, any emotions trapped here, let them come out. Better out than in. All right. So maybe about 3 more circles. And then after that next circle there, about 3 circles, give or take, we're going to keep one leg up. And then all we're going to be doing here is this little movement we're going to take. We'll start with the, let me turn around here. We're going to start with the right leg. So you're going to take your right leg, just kind of start to bring it out to the side, and then you're just going to start to roll it around. So it's basically just like what we were doing. So the knee falls out, and you're basically, let me start over with this. The best way of saying this here is imagine that you're drawing circles, a 3-dimensional circle in midair with your knee. Just so again, this, isolation of that right hip. Good. Now this can be done in a chair, of course, if you need to, or standing. Anyhow, we'll keep it going for about a half a minute. Breathe with it. Adapt, adjust, accommodate this to your body. All right, so this is going to lead to a steady pose, a steady movement, an asana. So this is just the half, I guess you could say the Ardha Sukta Baddha Konasana. Long name for just an easy little pose here. You just let your right knee fall out to the side, and then just breathe into that area. This is just to stretch out that adductor in the inner thigh. If you want a little extra pressure, and please don't push, very important, you can place your hand against on top of the leg there, just adding to like the weightiness, but don't force the leg down. And whatever you do, remember, don't bounce from the hip here. Just let this leg naturally go. We'll give it about 30 seconds. Breathe directly into this area. Don't mind me, I'm just going to adjust the camera while you are all laying there. Keep on feeling like I can't see you, if you know what I mean. Anyway, yeah, that's better. Okay, so just about maybe 3 more breaths right here. All right, and the next inhale, if we do it on one side, we do it on the other. So I'm going to flip around. You don't have to. But you're just going to take your left knee now, if you remember, just like what we did. We're drawing a 3-dimensional circle in midair with the left knee. Yeah. So breathe into it. I don't think I said this before, in my deepest apologies. I think I forgot to have us switch directions before. So let's do about 4 more of these circles, give or take. And then we're going to switch direction with it. All right, so after the next circle or so, of course, switch direction, drawing circles in midair with the left knee. And please, whatever you do, this is the one reason why I really don't like teaching by video. Because normally I'll see the looks on people's faces where they'll be thinking, oh no, am I doing it right? And that gives me a chance to tell you right here. Is feel. What does this feel like? If it hurts, you're not doing it right. So in other words, don't worry about the exact correct, way of doing this exactly like me, as long as you're getting some movement through the hip. That's the main aim here. Anyhow, after the next roll, let the knee fall out to the side, let it just relax there. If you wish, you can place your left hand on the leg. Remember, don't bounce it out. We want to protect that hip joint there. Breathe into it about a half a minute. And I keep on forgetting to mention that. I should remember, I'm a Kripalu person. If you ever go to Kripalu all day long, everybody's going, ah. It's a wonderful way to calm the nerves. Please, utilize that noise. Use this to help your hip to relax, help your leg to relax, and let go. All right, next inhale, draw the leg back in. Now I'm going to turn around here. We're going to play around with a different kind of bridge movement than we normally do. So I'm going to try to get myself at a little bit of a diagonal here. So what we're going to start to do here, we're going to start with some basic pelvic tilts. Many of you are used to this if you come to my class. All this implies here is that as you inhale, tailbone sinks, you create that lumbar arch. As you exhale, tailbone lifts, thus decreasing the lumbar arch. So now go at your own pace. Inhale, tailbone down, exhale, tailbone up. Now if you need to do this from seated or standing, just be aware, where is this movement coming from? All it is, I'll show you standing here real quickly. It looks kind of funny when you do it from standing. All it is this. So as long as you're getting that movement down in the lumbar spine through the sacrum, you are in the right space. Now this one, breathe with it. Before I was saying we won't control the breath, but for this one, breathe with it. Inhale, tailbone down, exhale, tailbone up. Now we're going to keep it up for about 15 to 20 seconds longer. All right, so maybe one more set of tailbone down, tailbone up. Now next time your tailbone has risen up, bring the back down very neutrally. So now we're going to start with just the right hip. So what you're going to do is on the next inhale, begin to lift up the right hip. It's almost like we're just gently scooping the bun off the ground. You start to lean a little more in the left hip. As you exhale, lower down. Now let's do 4 more of those. Inhale, lift up through the right glute, the right hip. Exhale, lower down. 3 more. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, lower. Now remember, this could be done just as easily on the chair. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. And then one more time. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. All right, so now we're going to get up a little higher with this hip. So now start to inhale, lift up the hip, and then start to kind of, see if you can lean over onto that left hip, and then eventually let the left hip leave the ground. And then you lower the left hip, you roll back onto that right, hip bone there. So once again, inhale, start by lifting the left bun, the hip, roll over onto the left, and lift the left one up. All right, so hopefully you got that here. So we're going to do 5 of those together. So inhale, start to roll and lift. Exhale, lower, and come back to center. All right, second time. Inhale, roll and lift. Exhale, lower, come back to center. All right, third time now. Inhale, roll and lift. Exhale, lower, come back down there. 2 more times. Inhale, roll and lift. Exhale, lower and center. 1 more time. Inhale, roll and lift. Exhale, lower and center. All right, easy enough. So now we're going to do the other side. Once again, I'm switching sides. You do not need to, of course. But Well, I mean, switch the side you're doing this on. I want to be even, of course. So anyway, we're going to start off like we did before. So just inhale, start to lift that left bun off the ground, lean over to the right, and then exhale, lower. All right. Now let's do this 5 times together. So inhale, roll and lift just that left hip there, the bun, exhale, lower. Once again, inhale, lift, exhale, lower. Once more, inhale, lift, exhale, lower. All right, 2 more times. Inhale, lift, exhale, lower. And last time with this version of it, inhale, lift, exhale, lower. All right, so now we're going to do the same thing as we did before. We're going to roll over towards the right hip and then lift that right hip. So exhale to begin, and then inhale, lift up that left hip, roll to the right, lift up the right, and then lower, and come back down. Now let's do about 7 of those, just to be even with the other side. So inhale, roll and lift, exhale, lower, center. Inhale, roll and lift, exhale, lower, and center. Inhale, roll and lift, exhale, lower, and center. Inhale, roll and lift, exhale, lower, and center. 3 more. Inhale, roll and lift, exhale, lower, and center. 2 more. Inhale, roll and lift, exhale, lower, and center. And last time, inhale, roll and lift, and exhale, lower, and center. Now once you get back to center here, let's take a moment to place the soles of the feet together, knees splay apart, Supta Baddha Konasana. Now for this version of it, remember, never bounce the knees, but please do rock from bun to bun. Breathe into it. And please remember this practice. You know, everything I'm giving you to do right now, these are ways that I have gotten the back pain to go away, especially during this, this season of being indoors a lot. So please come back to this video. I know this stuff works because I found it works well for me and for most of my students. Hopefully you'll find the same. Anyway, we'll play around with this bound angle for about 3 more breaths, just rocking along the glutes. And please always listen into what the area, the connecting areas are saying. Never stretch from the joint. That should be obvious, but you'd be surprised with what I've seen. You wouldn't be surprised, maybe. All right. So let's do a counter movement now. So thighs together. Now I'm just sitting up. You don't have to. I'm sitting up so you can see. So your thighs come together, your knees are together, and then your feet come apart. This you're going to feel right in the abductors and the outsides of the thighs. We'll give this now about 40-45 seconds. Breathe into it. Just relax. Let go. Alright, so about 3 more deep breaths right here in this nice adduction, ADD, adding to the center line of the body. And then after that, next exhale, let the thighs come apart. So, we're not going to get very far in this class, so to speak. We're not doing a lot of very pronounced movements. So the next movement, it's kind of like a revisitation of something we've done. We're going to play around with a steady hold of Setu Bandhasana now, the bridge. Now, for those of you that are in a chair, imagine I'm in a chair right now. What you could do instead is hold onto the chair. Try not to rely too much on your shoulders. You'd lift up, and you could hold it up to kind of doing like a bridge lift, or you could kind of come up and down if you wish to. Similar muscle groups, not the same, but very similar to what we're going to be doing in the bridge. If the bridge is okay with you, please remember, number 1 thing, leave your head steady. Don't move the head. I don't want you to tweak the neck. So with that being said, rise your pelvis up towards the ceiling. From there, interlace the fingers underneath the body, walk your shoulders close, and remember, let your head be still. Do not move your neck or head if you are up here. Now we're going to breathe with this for about 45 seconds. Look for the way to hold without gritting your teeth. In other words, relax what is unnecessary. And please make lots of noise. I wish I could hear you going, ah! Sorry, I hope that didn't bug anyone there. But anyway, make lots of noise. Let it out. About 15 more seconds if you're able to maintain. Breathe deep. And after the next breath, release your hands from underneath you. Lower your hips down, and well, we get to revisit knees to chest. So hug those knees on into your chest, and just make little circles again, just rolling about along your back. And breathe into it. Hug the knees in close enough so that you start to feel it, down in the lumbar spine. Not as a pull, but just as, like when you're getting a massage and I almost just try to say massage therapist is one word, the therapist, and and the therapist gets that one area where it's just like that release. Hopefully you can feel what I mean with that, where you just soften into it. And notice the areas where you resist and see, is there room to let go? And I should mention, don't be surprised if you start to fart while you're doing this. You're squeezing the intestines here. Please let it go. All right. Now about 3 more breaths, give or take, just rolling gently about the lumbar spine and sacrum. And then after the next breath, lower the feet back to the ground. So I did say 45 minutes. We're at the 30-minute mark. I have one more little thing in this vein. So I want to make sure we get in those letter M legs. Letter M legs is really going to get the quad and the glute medius here. So I'm sitting up, but you're on your back here. So you start off with your legs in a big letter M, like I have them. Then we're going to let both the knees here, we're going to let the knees fall to the right. Now, once again, if you need to do this from seated, that's fine too. I find it's way more effective to get a better stretch from lying down. Do what suits you best, of course. Anyhow, for those of you on your back, your knees have fallen to the right. Peer down your torso, straight line from left shoulder to left knee. You should hopefully feel that right there in the quad. If you want a little extra, then you can place the right foot upon the left thigh. That looks a little obscure there. Hopefully you can see what I mean there. So right foot upon left thigh, and that would get the stretch up through the abductor, up and around, perhaps even up by that PSIS bone, the hip bone there. Breathe into it. Make sure this feels okay. We'll give it about 30 seconds. All right, so let's give this one more breath. And then thereafter, we're just going to switch sides. So after that next breath, take your time if you're really enjoying it. But when you're ready to, you come back to the letter M legs, and then both knees are going to fall to your left. From there, straight line from right shoulder to right knee. If you want extra, optionally, you place the left foot upon the right thigh. That'll send the stretch up into the low back from the hip there. We'll give that about 45 seconds. Breathe into it. Breathe like you mean it. In fact, see your breath in your mind's eye, going into the area, softening it up. All right, about 20 seconds more on this side. Every exhale, relax a little more. All right, and the next inhale, come on back to center. once you've come back to center here, the next thing is going to be a straight-legged stretch. We're almost at the end already. Just going to be doing a few more little stretches and then a nice deep relaxation. So, first things first, right leg goes straight up into the air. Interlace the fingers behind the thigh or the calf, really wherever you can reach. Now I want this to stay really easy tonight, so just keep the head on the ground. Breathe into the hamstring here. You're probably, hopefully, really feeling it. Breathe deeply. Inhale into the muscle. And exhale. Any resistance, any tension which the muscle carries comes out with your exhalation. Give this about another 15 seconds. Breathe into the muscle. And just if you're wondering, my hamstring is shaking here. If you start to feel that, is that normal? Absolutely. Breathe into it. The muscle's letting go of, tensions it's held onto there for a long time. Help it out by breathing. And then after the next breath, of course, this is going to go to threading the needle. So right ankle rests upon left thigh. This could be as far as you go. If you want to go further, lift up both legs, right arm in between the legs, left arm around the outside, fingers interlaced around left shin or left thigh. That's one option for you. If you don't like that option, and perhaps you want some a little more advanced, well then you take the left leg, let it go straight, right shin goes perpendicular to your body, and you hold onto the leg, upside down pigeon. So that or that is fine, whatever suits you best. We'll give it about 45 seconds. Breathe into the area where you feel it. Nothing to do, nowhere to go, just breathe. Nothing to achieve here. Just look for the way to let go. All right, so after your next breath, release the right leg. You can shake it out there a little bit. Everything we just did on the right, we're going to do on the left. So lift the left leg straight up into the air, interlace fingers wherever you can reach, behind the thigh or the calf. Try to keep the leg, relatively straight here. There's going to be a little bend in the knee. We don't want to lock it out. We'll give this about 45 seconds. Breathe into the hamstring. If you're a runner or a bicyclist, oh my word. I am feeling this today. Anyhow, as for you, please breathe deep. Just about 15 more seconds in the straight-legged stretch. All right, so after the next breath or so, you can place your left ankle upon the right thigh, sitting like you're sitting cross-legged in a chair. This might be as far as you go. If you want to go further, lift up both legs, left arm between the legs, right arm around the outside, fingers interlace around right shin. That's one option. Another option, of course, is upside down pigeon, left shin perpendicular, right leg to the floor. Once more, just see what works. We'll give this 45 seconds. Breathe into this area here, and please make lots of noise. Especially if you have a propensity towards holding back. Definitely. Hopefully you're by yourself. Well, hopefully you're by yourself in a good way here, so you can just kind of let go. You have people that understand around you. We'll give this a little more than a half a minute from here. All right. So after the next breath or so, let it go. And we're down to the last pose that I'm going to give you before we get to the relaxation, which is the adducting twist. So same as usual. So from your back, your knees are bent, your feet are flat on the ground. Grab onto your elbows, make a box over your chest, and then drape your right leg over your left leg. Now once your right has draped over your left, both of your knees are going to fall to your left. Head and arms are going to fall to the right. I'm trying to go in a way that you can see me here. So knees to the left, head and arms to the right. So we get a nice little twist throughout the body. If it troubles the shoulders, open the arms. If it troubles the hips, then uncross the legs. See what works for you. We'll give the twist about just under a minute here. Breathe deep. Remember your inhale. You're breathing into the areas where you feel sensation. As you exhale, let go of tension. Sink into it like a piece of butter in a warm frying pan. All right, one more breath. And then come along back to center. Let's do the other side. So the other forearm on top, and then left leg over the right leg. From there, the head and arms are going to fall left. Knees are going to fall right. It's the same thing, 1 full minute. Inhale into the areas which need it. Exhale, let go of what no longer serves you. Now another quarter of a minute. All right. So after the next breath or two, release the arms, release the legs, and give yourself any final little stretch which you might need for completion. There is no right or wrong thing to do. Oh, excuse me. Just give yourself about 1 minute's worth of whatever stretch suits you well. Lose your mind. Come to your senses here. Don't let your mind say, oh, I need to do this. No, let your body lead the way. 1 minute, I'm zipping my lips. You do what you need to for 1 minute. Okay, so of course, when you are done with whatever movements you're doing, and take your time, but once you are complete, get yourself comfy. You know, I don't care if you're in a Shavasana position. You know, Shavasana is where you're lying on your back with your arms, you know, out like the anatomical position. You don't have to be that way. You know, if it's more comfortable for you to be in, seated or fetal position or whatever it is, just get comfortable. That's the main thing here. And I'll give you a few moments to find that comfy position, and then I'll start to lead you through the relaxation from that point. So it looks like we'll go over 45 minutes just by a bit here. All right. So when you are ready to, as always, the first thing we're going to start with is getting the nervous system to really relax. So let's do this together. 5 breaths. So first of all, inhale and let it out. Inhale. 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 2 more of these. And one more time. Inhale. And with that exhale there, just feel everything melting down into the ground. Nothing to do, nowhere to go. There's no such thing right now as what's next. There's nothing to come. Just observe things as they are. And as you let go, really start to tune into your body. In a good way, it's almost like we just turned up the volume of your nerves in a good way here. Not for those of you that have MS. You're turning up the volume of the nerves, so to speak. I'll elaborate upon that in a moment, so that you could really feel the body. You could feel the sensations. You could feel, these little, how sometimes you'll feel an itch upon the body or a little tickle. And if you watch it long enough, if you don't scratch it right away, it'll normally go away on its own. So you're just looking out for all these little sensations along the body. So that's what I mean by turning on the nerves in a good way, just noticing what's there. Now, if you do receive pain signals anywhere, see, is there a physical way that you can change that? Is there some sort of adjustment you can make? If there isn't, and believe me, I know this is easier said than done, especially if you deal with chronic pain, but see if you could start to focus in on your breath, if there are some areas which are really troubling you. And just imagine the breath soothing over those areas. I picture like like the hand of a masseuse just brushing over those areas deeply into the musculature. And just feel those areas letting go. Now, we don't want to give our problem areas or our problems in general too much attention. In a way, that just is going to make them grow. It's catch-22 after a while. So anyhow, without going too deep into that, start to now especially tune into the area from the neck up. Neck, head, and face. And just soften everything up. Let the lips part. Let the jaw relax. Because as you let the jaw relax and the throat's going to relax, the cheeks relax, your temples, your eyes, your eyebrows, forehead, scalp, and crown are all letting go. And then in your mind, hear this in your own voice, as well as mine, I suppose. Don't think too much about it, but send the message up that I am relaxing my neck, my head, my face. My neck, my head, my face are all completely relaxed. And now tune into the area from your shoulders down to your waist. And as you observe this region, start with your fingers. Let your hands be soft, your fingers soft. And as your fists unclench and the fingers go soft and the palms go soft, that softness works its way up the wrists, up through the forearms, as if, hopefully you like this sensation, as if somebody's taking a feather and just moving it up to the biceps and triceps, feeling it relaxing, letting go. The shoulders soften down. Your back, your chest, your belly all move into a state of deep relaxation. Your breath softens a bit. Everything calms down. And then you send the message down that I am relaxing my arms, my shoulders, my back, my chest, my belly, my arms and shoulders, my back, my chest, my belly are all completely relaxed. And lastly, tuning into the area which goes from your waist down to your toes. And begin here with your glutes. In fact, take a moment just to, not with your hands of course, squeeze your glutes. So really, squeeze the glutes really tight. All right, and then after that next exhale, you're just gonna let them go. So soften the glutes down. Now once is not enough for that. I've seen a lot of tightwads in my time. I've been one myself. So once more, inhale, squeeze the glutes, hold it really, really tight, 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 tight. Not so much that you get a cramp or anything, but tight. And exhale and release. And as you release, let that relaxation just spread. Feel that glute max muscle becoming soft. Your butt is turning into jello. Let it do that. It's okay. Let the butt turn to jello. Because as the butt turns to jello, then the hips relax. Any sort of spasms are just softening down. It's almost like we're applying heat. We're applying, a sense of letting go into these areas that might be spastic. And because as the hips let go, the pelvis lets go. Feel the thighs, your hamstrings, your quads, adductors, abductors. The area around the knees, the calves, down by the Achilles tendon, ankles, and feet. It all is letting go, softening down like butter in a warm frying pan. And then you send the message down in your mind that I am relaxing my hips, my legs, my feet. My hips and legs and feet are all completely relaxed. So now for the next few minutes, let everything go. If your mind starts to wander, there's a certain inevitability to that. Let the mind go where it may. Don't hold it on a tight leash. If you've raised children or in the process of it, this is something I repeat to myself too. The tighter the leash, the more that child is going to run once you let him go. The thing goes same with the mind here. If you're too tight with it, it's going to rebel against you constantly. So just for the next 3 minutes, let the mind go where it may. Let the body be as non-resistant as can be. Taking 3 minutes to relax the mind, relax the body, let it all go. now, ever so slowly, begin to deepen up your breath. All right. And as you start to deepen your breath, let your fingers wiggle, let your toes wiggle. Just start to breathe new life back into the body, stretching out, eventually into a good morning stretch. Now, in your own time, your own way, you're going to work your way up into a comfortable seated position. I always like to close this off with directing the attention. Now, one little insight I've come upon, because like everyone else, well, most people I meet, I've definitely been going through it too. And, if I may share this brief thing with you before you do directing the attention, notice the eyes as they go by. The other day I was kicking myself. I was hating on myself for going with this one really negative eye. I turned into a monster in my mind, and I was hating myself for it. And I was defining myself by that one little moment. There was an entire day that went by where I was pretty happy and pretty helpful towards people around me. For 5 minutes, I was a jerk. All of a sudden, I was defining myself by those 5 minutes, but not the other 23 hours and 55 minutes. So whatever that's worth to you, hopefully it helps someone out there. Just trying to, watch the show go by. None of us are completely innocent. None of us, I don't think, are free from this. I know I'm sure not. I know I can only speak for myself. So I bring this up because that's what directing the attention is. It's learning how to bring your attention, to lasso your attention so that it doesn't lasso you. This is an ongoing process. So we're just going to do 1 minute of it here. Sit up straight and tall. Close the eyes. Begin to breathe in and out through the nostrils. And for the next 1 minute, keep your attention right there at the tip of the nostrils, feeling the breath move in and out. If your mind starts to wander, then please, right away, bring it right back. So, the mind might wander, you might get lost for a little bit, but constantly come back home. So 1 minute of one pointed focus at the tip of the nostrils upon your breath. Stay with it here. In a lot of those traditional Indian paintings, you'll see pictures of the Hindu gods with arms and multiple arms and legs and heads. And one way my teacher Anjali used to explain that was that's all the little tendencies that exist inside of every person. Once you start to see all tendencies within yourself, it becomes a lot harder to judge those tendencies or to hate those tendencies in others unless you are not at peace with those tendencies within yourself. Once more, I don't say this from a place of being above it, but I bring this up during the directing the attention exercise because please remember this. You could always come back to this moment, to the space of neutrality. So from this place of neutrality, place your hands together in namaskar position in front of your heart. And don't just say namaste. That is such an overused word. Namaste is like the, like the Mohammed to the Muslim world, so to speak. I don't know. It's just like the catchphrase. But what does it mean? I honor the divine within. I don't honor my likes and dislikes, my name and who I think I am. I honor that thing that I have in common with you and everything else. That little seed. I'm sorry, I don't want to get too out there. But you know what I mean. The stuff which was you before you knew what you was. I honor the divine within. I honor the fact that you have that little seed within. Namaste to you. Take a moment to really get the sense of namaste. Please, I encourage you to come back to namaste as a mantra. You know, next time you're feeling angry, hateful, I've done this recently. Just namaste slowly. It works anyway. You could even say Coca-Cola, Coca-Cola. That could work too, probably. But anyhow, namaste. May you be happy. May you be healthy. May you be peaceful. And truly, namaste to you all. Thank you so much. If you have any questions or comments, leave them below. And I think I'm doing a class. I forgot what I wrote. It's either 9 or 9:15 tomorrow morning. I'll be doing a more, more of a morning class, like a refreshing one. So, thanks so much for joining me. And God, I can't wait to hug y'all. All right. See you soon. Have a wonderful evening. Adios.